Hi, it's Beck here from Hello, my name is Beck, popping in today to show you this happy mail that I designed. It's a tri-fold with an arch in the centre, so you'll see how it turns out at the end. It's using these two 12 by 12 papers from Kaiser Craft. I really liked the design and I really liked stepping out of my comfort zone and using the yellow. So first of all, I just take the first 12 by 12 paper, the one with the design in the corner that I wanted on the front of the trifold, and I then just score it at 6 inches. So this is creating the back of the trifold and also the front right hand side of the trifold. So you'll see here that I just fold the piece in half. I just want to make sure that it's folded accurately. It doesn't fold perfectly with the score line from the board, so I just want to make sure that it's even either side. Then what I did was I found the center of, just there. I found the center of the middle piece because this is the arch that I want to create. So I'm just using my pencil here and then measuring down to 9 inches on the actual left hand side there, and I just cut that there to create the beginning of my arch. So then what I do is I then look at the other side because I want to create the trifold to come down to 7 inches. So I mark 7 inches on this side, which is the front of the trifold. Then I go all the way up to 9 inches where the archway is gonna end on the other side. So I use my ruler to draw from 7 inches to 9, and then I use the 9 up to the center, which is in the 12-inch mark there. So that's the arch that I'm creating on the right hand side there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use my scissors for this because there's no way I could use my scoreboard to cut the lines because I was likely to cut into the other section of the trifold. So I just use my scissors very carefully along these lines. So the left hand side has 7 inches, the middle of the trifold has 9 inches, and then right at the top there's 12 inch. So you'll see that's that first 12 by 12 piece of paper, and you can see where it starts to fold. So then what I do is I get my next piece of paper and I draw the line across the top, which is very silly because I realized later, and you'll see me shake my finger in a minute, that I actually need the direction to be the other way, the opposite way. So you'll see that I just cut off the base here where I need the pocket to, or the flap to finish, which is the other trifold flap. And I actually cut more than 6 inches. It's probably 6.5 across because I create a tab that goes around the back. Now, so this is where I'm shaking my finger here because I'm like, no, no, no. So what I do is I then use the other side of the trifold to create the score line. So you'll see here I actually use the opposite side. So that's what I'm using as my template. So, and then you'll see that I trim this up to the corner that I need, and then you'll see where the piece ends, that's where I'm then going to fold it around to create the tab on the back. So it creates the seamless trifold effectively. So I'm just using my scoreboard here to create a good straight score to go around the edge and around the back of the trifold, or around the arch piece here. So I'll use my double-sided tape while I've got my hand on the actual project in order to stick this flap down on the back side. I really hope you guys are following along, and I'm sorry that my instructions are absolutely rubbish. So You'll see here that I'm playing with it. I didn't quite get that fold perfect on that side, but you'll see that I just am able to correct that on that side, and I just use my scissors to come along and correct that. Yep, just there, so that it's nice and even with the arch. So as you can see, the actual Happy Mail is coming together quite nicely, and when I finally close this for you guys, you'll see what my overall effect was trying to be. So that's my design there on the piece of paper. I drew it out first, and this is what I've ended up with. Here is a Happy Mail. It's great for an A4 envelope, it fits in perfectly. So that's my first fold and my second fold. So it creates almost like an envelope pocket, but it's actually a Happy Mail that folds out. So I really like the design of the papers, and I wanted to make the most of them, especially that little corner design on the front. So I wasn't quite happy with the dots, but I'll come to that later. And the actual inside of the other part of the trifold is actually quite a mustardy muted colour. So I just wanted to use the leftover piece of the other paper, which is the one on the other side, the one on the left hand side. So this is just it's almost like a collage of writing papers and yellow objects like the butterfly. So I wanted to create a pocket on that right hand flap. So just using my circle punch to create a notch, and I just pop it on here. I am sorry that for the whole of this video you can't really see the entire flip book, because I am zoomed out as far as I can go, but it is a rather big flip book, because if you think about it, it's 12 inches tall and 18 inches wide. So I'm just popping that pocket down there. I really love the design of that paper, so I was very happy that that actually hid the majority of that paper on that side. I'm just marking there on the center, because I want whatever I put on this page to be underneath where the arch is, so that it doesn't ruin the effect. Jadzia just paying me a very quick visit there. So I'm just looking for a brown paper bag from my stash, so that I can use that on that page just there. And I make the mistake of putting it down, then rubbing out the pencil that I have for the line, and then I then try and place it again. So you'll see me rub out the pencil line here, and then I have to place the brown paper bag and then close the book to see where it was. So yeah, and I'm just trying to slide it back down again. So I just use one strip of double-sided tape, because I'm not sure what I'm putting in the bag. I don't want to limit the bag to be really pressed down against the actual Happy Mail, because the more you put in the bag, the more it sort of peels up. So I'm just trying to find some things here to pop on the bag and make a bag decoration. I'm not very good at collage, and I'm not very good at vintage, and I don't know whether this paper range is vintage, but I felt like I needed to do a collage here with a couple of things. So I've got this book paper here, and it's actually a book paper that has a letter on it, so the writing here is actually in italics, so it actually really looks quite nice against the handwriting on the right hand side of the paper. So I've got that mini doily there. It's a paper doily. I'm not sure where it's come from or gifted from, I do bring in that, like it's a tealy blue tag, but I don't think I end up using it because I think it distracts or detracts from the actual overall theme, or takes away, because it's adding that pop of blue that's nowhere else in the actual piece. So you'll see what I do, and it comes together just very slowly, because like I said, I'm not an expert at putting these together. I was pondering this for quite some time. I tried to find some yellow flowers. I did find the green vellum sticker that you had there. It was like a rectangular green vellum sticker, but it had this little yellow stamp which I've cut out with a little tiny bird on, so hopefully you get to see that later. And then these are just I guess they are maybe seed packets or pictures of seed packets, and they're actually stickers from AliExpress that I bought recently. So I just wanted to put a couple of those down as a background to the collage. Hey, I don't know what I'm talking about, so you'll see the overall effect. I end up ripping this book paper piece down and down and down, just so that it fits on the bag and allows the seed packet to be shown a bit more. Bringing in that blue tag again just to see, but I think I do eliminate it now. The stickers that I'm using with the seed packets, they had these black frames around, or black edges, so I just wanted to take those off because there's nothing really in this Happy Mail that's truly black. So yeah, I just took them off so that it would blend in with the brown paper bag a bit more. So this is kind of the layout that I end up going with just here. So I glue down the book paper piece here. And then I'll pop the doily on top. And the joy of gluing a doily down, you have to put the dots in all of the little tiny spaces that actually are big enough to take a glue dot. And I was hoping it wouldn't squidge out, so make a mess. And luckily it didn't. I was able to use the fine tip glue that I have. So I just snip off the base of that flower there so that it pops right on the edge of the brown paper bag and just sticks onto the doily. So it's just a vellum sticker there. I think I got that one from Jackie. And then that's the little tiny stamp from that green vellum section there. I do bring out all the butterflies that I've received recently in Happy Mail, and so I just pull them out and see if I can find any sort of yellow butterflies to match the butterfly on the right hand side paper. So that's those. I don't think I end up using them on the brown brown paper bag, but I do place it just to have a look. And so then I find this wax seal that I have from Emma. It is a cream wax seal and it has a hint of yellow. It was almost like there was a touch of yellow left in her spoon when she melted the wax. So it absolutely matched perfectly. It was the cream of the doily, the cream of the book paper, and then it had just that hint of yellow in there. So I'm just putting several pieces of double-sided tape just to make sure that it stays fixed well. So that is my collaged paper bag, and I was very happy. I don't normally do collage, like I say. but I was very happy that that one worked quite nicely. Now, so the butterflies that I pulled out earlier, I did actually put one down here on the base, and I do end up putting the other one up by the arch later on. Now, so I didn't like the dot paper, like I said earlier, so I wanted to cover this as much as I could, and so I thought it's time to find the music paper that I've got in my stash. And also this was left over from the arch that I did earlier. So I'm just flicking through here. It's a red folder I have of vintage papers and vintage music paper. And so it's perfect to make a background with. So I start by straightening off the edge of the music paper just there on that right hand side. You can see that I've actually already punched some scallops out of the bottom of it. So I'm just going to use this baking paper underneath with a glue stick to stick down this music paper. Just want to butt that right up against that edge, just so that it works well when it comes to not showing off that white polka dot yellow. So I just use my scissors here now to go around the outside of the trifold front, so that the music paper is flush all the way around. And then I come in with the other, I actually find a washi tape that Jackie from Snail Mail Mummy, she used on her Happy Mail to me, and I absolutely love the washi tape. Now I did just snip the music paper all the way across, and I realised then that the pocket would then show the white of the corner because it goes at a slant. So I then come in with another yellow washi tape because I did try and peel up Jackie's, but because the music paper was so frail, it started peeling back the music paper as well, and I was like, no. So you see there that white section just there where I'm tapping with my finger effectively. I have to think of an idea to defeat that. So yes, the pocket was going at a slant, so I shouldn't have cut the music paper too soon. But we all make mistakes, and that's the joys of crafting. We fix our mistakes and we move on. So I'll just pop this, and I'm just lining it up with my fingers on the side and down at the bottom, just to make that pocket. I didn't do enough tape on the left hand side, so I'm just popping in just a little extra bit to seal the pocket all the way up, and then I pop in some more double-sided tape just under here to stick that down. So there's that little white corner there that you can see. I'm just going to snip the washi tape that's up the top here just to make that flush. I was really happy to find Jackie's beautiful yellow flowered washi tape. So then I'm trying here desperately to find something to fix my problem. So I just used the other washi tape and I put it back down at the bottom. But I do find a butterfly tag that fits perfectly the theme, and it adds a hint of blue, but it's more, it compares quite nicely with the yellow and blue that you've got here in the arch paper on that back bit. So where I tried to peel back the paper, I had to just put some glue there on that washi to make sure it sticks down again. So any second now I should come up with the idea of using a tag. I've got that butterfly that I thought maybe I should use, but no, I I lose that one. So there's the tag. I found it in my stash and it matches quite well, I think, and it'll do the job of hiding my garish little white corner. I also found the strip that I took off to begin with, and it says, when you love what you have everything you need. And I really like that, and so I didn't want to cut it down and make it into a sentiment just in the middle, so I actually wanted to keep the whole strip, because at the beginning of the strip you actually have some beautiful flowers on the left hand side there. So I'm just going to use the whole thing. You can see where I've even crumpled it because I thought it was going to be put in the bin, so oops. But it does flatten out quite nicely with some double-sided tape, and goes on to both the sides, and I just make sure that I fold it so that it folds quite nicely with the trifold. So just making sure that it's even as I go along and just peeling the double-sided tape as I go. So that's that one. So I'm very happy with how the middle of the Happy Mail has turned out. I love the outside. I just felt that it was a bit bare up in that right hand corner and also on the arch. So I do experiment with some butterflies and things, but I decide to come in and try and do some hand lettering. So you'll see me, because this is going to my friend Joe, so you'll see me first try and just do Joe, just in pencil. I don't like the way that turns out, so just rub that one out, and then I decide to write Dear Joe. So this one I do like, and I'll come in with my black pen to go over it. I didn't want to use a thick black pen, I just use a very fine liner black pen, because I just like it being quite simple up in the corner. So then, last but not least, that last butterfly. I think that just needs to go up the top in order to finish off this mail. So if you like this mail, you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below, and give me a thumbs up if you like it. These are just some close-ups for you now. Thanks everyone, take care, bye.